Tuesday, we talk matters technology, and I'm now joined by three gentlemen who will be talking to us about the business of hacking, as well as other trends that have been shaping discussions in the ICT sector. Many thanks, gentlemen. Of course, to my extreme end, we have Brian Kiprono, as well as Tyrus Kamau and Jimmy Wayans, who will be speaking to us shortly, just also to give us some perspectives around matters to do with ICT. Well, gentlemen, indeed, a lot happening in the ICT space, a lot of innovations coming through, a lot of funding coming through. Perhaps if we could start with you, Kamau. Looking at the upcoming event, I know you guys are organizing a hackathon, if I'm not wrong. Just tell us about this and why this event.
Thank you very much. This is actually our third conference that we're holding, and it's basically a cybersecurity conference. And the main reason why we hold it is because we want to spread awareness to the public and also to corporates and make them understand that even as we continue to innovate, even as we continue to seed funds into innovation, we also need to take into consideration that there are risks that come with technology. So this year's conference actually is themed Convergence in Security. And what that means is that we're bringing all the different players. So we're bringing developers, we're bringing investors, we're also bringing the corporate suits into the party, and to tell them that, look, we have something for everyone, and we'd also like to discuss with the legal team and see what it is that is out there that the government is putting up in terms of regulations and laws as well.
All right. And Kiprono, of course, you deal a lot with issues with training, and looking at the cybersecurity space in Kenya, are we making any headway in terms of coming up with requisite legislation and also institutions just being sensitized about issues of cybercrime?
Okay, thank you. Actually, that is the main thing now, because you can have policies in place, technical people in place, but without training and awareness, that's the problem. That's why I'm coming here. In fact, I'm still new to Hackon, but we are now in the system. Coming from the government, to non-governmental, to private sectors, you need to have trainings and awareness. Now, this comes actually, for example, recently we've been having a problem in Kenya, we've been having hacks. Yeah,
we had the University of Nairobi's website.
There's a recent actually. Funny thing is simple. When you have given us these people actually awareness, like for example, do you keep your words well? Passwords from your even actually these technical people. How secure are you? Yeah. Because these things actually we call social engineering, that our friend will do some demonstration on that. And how are we going to give out actually our credentials? As Africa Hackon Group, actually we have different units. He deals with policies. I'm then part of training and awareness. We have guys of technical and the likes. So a basic understanding to this country, and we want to spread the same message, is that awareness cybersecurity is a real time in Kenya, and we need to do more about that. Yes.
Kamau, of course, this issue is quite serious, because I remember when the Nairobi University incident happened, the alleged hackers demanded about, if I'm not wrong, it was translating to $680 US. Actually, they wanted it to be paid in bitcoins. So we are living in a changing environment where institutions need to be alive and ready to respond to such issues. Perhaps, what's your take on how we've handled hack incidents in the past?
Well, to be very frank, over the last couple of years, we've experienced a lot of these hacks. And if you remember quite well, in 2013, 103 government websites were hacked by a 14-year-old Indonesian. And over the last couple of years, we've seen similar shade. You remember we also had the Deputy President's Twitter account was hacked as well. And all these point us to something called building capacity that can handle these attacks. Because what we're seeing is that we do not have enough capacity in this country. And as Africa Hackon, and also as a private company called Euclid Consultants, what we do is that we go out there and we train people on how to identify, mitigate, and also defend their digital assets. And also what we're doing is also making a call to the companies and all these institutions that have all their digital assets out there, is to tell them that you cannot ignore the fact that one day you'll get hacked. It's just a matter of time. And so you need to have the awareness, as Brian has rightly put it. And also we also need to start talking about these threats that are plaguing us.
All right. And perhaps, Kamau, the other thing now is, do you have the law in place that would sort of address such issues?
As of 2 weeks ago, roughly, we have the proposed cybercrime bill, which was released to the public. And it's a very good bill to begin with. And though we're still deliberating it because it's out for public consultation, I think it's a very good start that will reinforce other existing bills. Like, for instance, we have the Data Privacy Act as well. And we also have pending National Cybersecurity Master Plan. So as a country, I think we've done a very good job at identifying what it is that we need to do. I think what is left for us now is to ensure that we implement these laws, and let's debate them. And let's not spend too much time debating about them, because we definitely can improve them as time goes by. And it's a very good push by the government that they've realized that now is the time now that Kenya is opening up spaces for investors, and also we are seeing a lot of uptake for technology by the common mwananchi.
Sure.
I think this is a very good take by the government. Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'll be coming back to you to just get what are some of the vulnerable areas for attacks, and how do you sort of avoid attacks. Allow me to bring in the other gentleman standing on the other end, Jimmy Wayans, if I got the second name correct. Yeah. So Jimmy, I know you have something to do a demo for us. What should we expect from your side?
There are a lot of things I'm supposed to do, but due to time, I'll just demonstrate one thing. This is about social media.
Yeah.
A lot of us are out there, but we don't actually what we do. We post stuff, but please we post risk ones. If you one day appear to be one of the targets, you know you can be a target anywhere to one of these hackers.
So many friends.
Exactly.
Being hacked, I mean.
So the tool that I'm having is going to profile all of your profile ever since you joined Facebook. Then at the end of it, it's going to give me a report. And with that, I can have the list of your friends, the messages you've been posting on your timeline, and even your images.
Oh.
Yep.
So really, what does it take to hack a website or a Facebook account? Can you demonstrate for us? Can you try hack one?
A Facebook or a website?
Yeah, you can try a website.
I won't hack a website.
Get you arrested.
I won't hack a website, but I'll show you the easiest way you can hack a website.
Okay.
You doesn't have to have so many tools. Google is your best friend.
Yeah.
You can hack using Google. Here, we have a list of username and passwords.
Yeah.
Someone hacked someone, and then he posted it on his website. But if you go to the website right now, it's no longer there. But if you're an advanced Googler, let me use the word Googler, you can find this information. And I'll show you the information I'm talking about.
All right.
So it's what we call cached images and content on the web. That's what Google does. Even if you bring down your site, if Google indexed your site and it cached some of the information, it will still have it.
All right.
So as you can see here, we have this person was hacked. There was a keylog. A keylog is like an operating tool that if it is installed in your machine, it captures all the keystroke on your machine. So this guy was hacked, and as you can see, these are the passwords and emails.
Okay.
And usernames. All of this.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot, actually. And funny enough,
this also involve people's ATM cards.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And guys are even selling these credit cards online. There are forums, if you go to, you'll find these credit cards being sold, even for Kenyan guys. I would not want to show them because that is not legal.
Okay.
But this is the best way you can see how things are being put out there. And you asked me to hack a website. I wouldn't want to do that.
Should we try again University of Nairobi? Let's pair them. Let's try some other institution. Let's try more university.
Okay, we can do that. Probably we'll do something else.
Okay, okay.
We can get a site, let's say, out of this continent.
That's fine. That's better.
And we can work with that.
Yeah, that's safer.
I hope it is. I won't be implicated.
All right.
So the vulnerability I'm going to exploit is called SQL injection. This kind of injection is whereby SQL is the language used to query your database. And as you can see on this site, it doesn't show proper images and the layout of the website. Rather, it tells you you have an error.
Yeah.
Error performing a query.
Yeah.
So this an ethical hacker, I wouldn't want to hack these guys, but for demonstration purposes, I'll do something small.
All right.
So we can copy this URL.
So this is MS-DOS or what?
This is a terminal.
Oh, it's the terminal.
Yes.
All right. Interesting. I'm already beginning to shiver.
You don't have to.
He's whispering to me that I'm among friends, but
Yes, you are among friends.
they'll use our domain.
Your domain.
Yeah.
You want me to hack you guys?
No, I'm saying when they come for us.
All right. So,
Yeah, so as perhaps as he's doing it, of course, there's also been issues around the president's domain, where he had delayed to sort of renew it. He was meant to pay 5,000 shillings, and right now he has to pay $1 million bob. How did this end up in such a situation?
Well, this was actually a very sly person, because normally what happens when you register for a domain, you're supposed to renew it for a specific period of time.
Yeah.
So for instance, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. So what happened is that the president's team forgot to renew the domain. So what happens is that it's advertised to the rest of the world. So anyone who queries for the domain itself can actually pay for it, and we normally call this packing a domain.
Okay.
So basically the person pays for it, and if you legitimately want your domain back, then what happens is that you have to cough out this amount of money. I don't think there's any amount of coercion that can make this guy give in.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So how far are we on the hacking?
you're ready to go?
All right. So is this what you guys call penetration testing or what?
That's a good word to use, yes. We do this one before the bad guys get access to it.
Okay.
So if you find a vulnerability, we alert you and you fix that
All right.
before the bad guys do. So this is a tool called SQL map. What it does, it exploits that vulnerability, and if it's successful, it will list the database that are currently on the server.
Okay.
And potentially, if you have the admin password in there, we can access the website,
All right.
and we can do much worse.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're already in the site as we speak.
I'm on my way there.
You're on your way there.
Yes.
All right. So, gentlemen, of course, I'm keen to find out one of the other key developments, Kiprono, around the ICT sector is he did mention the cybersecurity bill. We've also seen a deliberate attempt by the government to try and crack the whip on bloggers, and just people misusing social media. Perhaps from a company point of view, what would be some of the tips they would sort of gain out of this discussion on how to safeguard their websites, how to ensure their staff can respond immediately to any potential attack or even an actual attack?
Actually, that is good, because it comes now to my side of the training and awareness, because that is what, in fact, that is part of the convergence of security. For example, let's take an example of Standard Media, because maybe you can say a good thank you to you. So, for example, you have users here, different types of users, using maybe from editors, your anchors, maybe you only go and log in for everything. Now, getting to a point of security aspect is this. People forget that you use the web, but security not in mind. What to advise people is this, and technical people in a company.
Yeah.
First of all, to detect these things,
All right.
we advise technical people to have what we call actually SIEMs tools. These are our IDS, these are intrusion detection tools, or IPS. These are the tools that can now detect, maybe, for example, we call the bugs, the likes of actually the worms and the likes.
All right.
Most of the companies don't have those things in place.
Okay.
So we encourage people to do that. In terms of the awareness is now, can we have the training for these people?
Okay.
Tell these people, please,
Fantastic.
password, keep it by yourself.
All right.
Like you keep it for yourself. People who you tag, example of this social media. There's the problem now for the leverage of you. For example, I want to get a story about you.
Okay.
I use a friend of yours about you,
All right.
and I tag him and I get everything.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Well, gentlemen, I know we'll get back to that hacking experience. And like we were saying, indeed, companies are living in vulnerable times where they have to step up surveillance and try to safeguard their websites. And that has been the discussion with the three gentlemen, Terras Kamau, Jimmy Wyans, and Brian Kiprono, coming from Africa Hackathon, just giving us the latest insights on ICT matters. Well, we'll be speaking to another panel of a mixed panel, actually, from different quarters around the Innovation Week coming up at the University of Nairobi.